Okay, recording this video on Wednesday, the 16th of June 2021. Do hope you are doing well. So today's video is not going to be a run through of charts or anything like that. I want to talk about the psychology of trading in 2021, particularly in June 2021. And the reason I want to talk about this today is that over the last 3 or 4 weeks, I've had quite a few kind of worrying emails. Unfortunately, if I start using some terminology in YouTube, it kind of gets flagged, and I don't want to use that terminology, but hopefully you can kind of read between the lines. Getting 3 or 4 emails from people who are really struggling at the moment and looking to me to get some help. And I feel conflicted. It's difficult for me to respond to those things. You kind of get involved, and all of a sudden, you wonder, are you helping? If something dreadful happens, you're responsible. So it's like, I don't want to get involved. I want to kind of step back. But then just by stepping back, you're kind of blamed for not helping that person. So maybe this video will help some people. And I do know for every 1 email that I receive, there are at least 10 times the number of people who want to send the same email but don't send the same email. So I don't think this is an isolated kind of problem that I'm picking up on right now. And lastly, to say, I feel bad. I think in years gone by, when Emini-Watch was a smaller concern, I was able to respond to emails. I was more generous with my time. There was more kind of community in Emini-Watch in a small way. It's changed over the years. It's become bigger. There's a lot more kind of questions kind of come in, and my life, like everybody's life, just becomes more involved and more complicated, more moving parts. And so I don't do as many video updates. I don't give as much support as I should, and I feel bad about that. And I think going forward, I'd like to change that. I think I've said that on multiple occasions in previous videos at various points in time. So before getting into the guts of this, or just some of the things I want to say, there are some principles, and these principles are going to sound really harsh, and I don't mean them to sound harsh. I'm trying to be a good person. I want to be the best person I can be, but just some principles that you should bear in mind. I'd rather help the many rather than the one. If you send an email with your particular question or problem and so on, I'm far more open to helping if I can make that a video that can be seen by hundreds, if not thousands of people, rather than just spending, the time responding to your one particular email. It takes 30 seconds to write a question in an email. It takes me 20 minutes at least to answer that question kind of satisfactorily if it's a question of some merit. So I'd much rather put a video out and say, look, there's a problem going on here. Let's address that. Let's see if there's some things that I can say that might help. The second one is to say I sell indicators. I'm not your shrink. Again, that sounds dreadful, but I struggle with trading just as much as anybody else. As like I haven't found the Holy Grail. I haven't got a magic toolkit here. The whole point of Emini-Watch is to say, look, the genesis of the whole multiple non-correlated indicators was to say, there's an opportunity here. We're missing out on 2 of the 3 biggest, sources of data that we can use to make better trades. That's my focus, is developing the Emini-Watch, the multiple time frame better indicators system. That's what you should look to me for, to push the envelope in terms of the indicators, not necessarily to help with kind of trading psychology. Just say, I don't have any magic answers. I'm as flawed. I have as many problems as everybody else. Just as an example, last year I had a spectacular year. I had one of my best years ever trading. This last 6 months for me of this year has been really tough, and I've kind of gone backwards. So, I'm not alone. Everybody kind of goes backwards and forwards. Trading is about, the big trades, a few big trades rather than lots of, kind of small losing trades. So I don't have anything particularly to offer on the trading psychology there. No kind of magic bullet kind of answers. And then lastly, to say, just realize, all the analysis, all the kind of stats that people have done on trading, the stats are 80% of traders fail. 10% of traders are break even and 10% of traders win. And the 10% of traders that win are winning all the money from the 80% of traders that fail. So, if you win big. So just realize that, it is a game. It is something you have to work at, something you have to improve on, get better at. There isn't some kind of magic bullet. a magic formula, magic system, magic indicators. It takes hard work, and I'm just in that soup with everybody else. But let's talk about June 2021. Because I think the circumstances that we're seeing right now are unique, and I just want to kind of draw that to everybody's attention. First of all, you are under psychological assault. We are all under psychological assault. The entire globe is under psychological assault, and we have been under psychological assault for 18 months. We are in unprecedented times. We have never seen anything like this before. We've got this killer bug running around, wherever it came from. Who knows? I think we all know where it comes from, but it's a killer bug. We've been locked down, locked up, restricted our freedoms, seeing people, getting together with people, traveling, doing our normal day-to-day lives, and plus we've got this jab. Again, another term I don't want to use because YouTube will flag the video for whatever reason. So, we got the jab, kind of should you, shouldn't you, kind of take the jab and so on. All of that is unprecedented. So you are under psychological assault. We are all under psychological assault. So if your trading is not going well, it's not unusual because there's so much psychological trauma that is happening to people right now on top of the day-to-days of trading and the difficulty of trading. And then this last 18 months is after 3 or 4 years of mounting, almost unprecedented kind of conflict. Look anywhere around the world, Trump, Brexit, the PC, cancel culture, look at all of those things. They've all been driving us apart and kind of playing on our psychology for a long period of time. So you have this 3 or 4 years of build-up of conflict, and then on top of that you put a killer bug running around the globe with lockdowns and so on. It's of course we're going to be under massive pressure right now. And as we're sitting here in June 2021, everybody's hoping that things kind of get better going forward. I don't know if it is going to get better. So we're all hoping that it'll all get better and get better soon. And what if it gets worse? And so this pressure that everybody is under right now might just keep on getting a little bit worse day in, day out, for the foreseeable future. So recognize that is kind of the context that we're all kind of living with right now. So be kind to yourself. If your trading's not going well, if you're having problems, it's because there are multiple problems that everybody is dealing with right now. Under the best of circumstances, trading is difficult. And so if you have a difficult environment on top of that, ultra difficult, never seen before kind of environment, just be kind to yourself. Realize that that's the environment that we're living in right now. So for me, one of the things that kind of helps just clarify what's going on is to kind of almost lift yourself out of your body, kind of look down at what is going on. And I see everything. Everything is always a test. Everything is a test. Physical life seems to get easier year by year, decade by decade, century by century. The physicality of life does get easier. It's easier to get food, get shelter, get good health. Good technology kind of comes along. The physicalness of life gets better. Imagine if you were around 100 years ago, 200 years ago, going to the dentist, driving around, getting to work. All of those things are easier than they were yesterday, last week, last month, last year. But something that never gets better is the psychological life. And I think that's just people are people. We're not Spock. We're not better able to deal with our psychological troubles, than we were 50 years, 150 years ago. I think those things always kind of stay the same. People will be people for whatever reason. There's always going to be divorce. There's always going to be wars. There's always going to be bullying. From the day I was born, the Israel-Palestine conflict has not gotten any better. It's like these things will always kind of continue. They're always going to be there. So recognize what is a test, what's getting easier, physical day-to-day life, but what's will remain difficult all the time is psychological life. So don't stress about that. It's like, don't try and fix problems that can't be fixed, or obsess about problems that are not going to get fixed. And maybe that's the way it's designed to be. And that's why I say, for me, I think of life as a test. We're just trying to be tested kind of all the time. And it's how you approach that test that determines how you get through it. Some people are tested and they fail, and they obsess about things and can't get through them. Other people are able to lift themselves above and say, oh, okay, I'm being tested right now. I need to recognize what's going on and just watch myself as I'm tested. Worry less about the outcomes, worry more about the approach. The first thing I would say, if you are having difficulty with your trading right now, is first of all, don't add to your problems. Like I said, it's like the world right now is full of massive problems. It's like so if your trading is going poorly, then just stop trading. Don't add to your problems. Maybe make a decision. Maybe trading isn't for you. If you've been at this 10, 15 years and never kind of push forward, it's like maybe it's time to stop. Or maybe it's just not right for you right now. Like I said, times are tough right now. So if you can take one thing off your plate by saying, okay, I'm going to take a break from trading for the next 9 months and just see how the world kind of goes, try and fix some of my other problems kind of going on right now, and just take that problem off the plate. Maybe that's the best thing. Maybe it's best just to take a break, or at least reduce your position sizes or the number of positions that you've got on. Reduce the amount of risk. I've done that on my Aussie trade. It's worked out today very nicely, but it wasn't working out for the weeks that I had it on. So I reduced it in half the size, and I'll add to it, when it's time. But just doing those kind of basic things just to reduce the level of stress and the level of risk kind of in your life. And then get back to basics. I always say trade one market, trade one time frame, use stops and targets. Don't be too aggressive on your stops and targets. Some of the best trading I ever did was when I was just day trading, just focusing on the 500 tip bar chart, making 4 points, being in and out of the market, bang, done. Clear head for the rest of the day, do other things and so on. I tend to swing trade a lot more now. I'm holding positions overnight for days and weeks. That can be difficult. So it's like if you've started doing that and it's time to just dial it back, trade one market, one time frame, keep it simple. Having said that, I think there are massive opportunities about to happen. In trading, there's a massive opportunity every year. There's one big thing, one big trade that kind of comes along, kind of can absolutely make you as a trader. So I'm always on the lookout for that. So rather than looking at the world in terms of all the problems, look at the world in terms of the opportunities, and you can take advantage of those as a trader. And trading might be your best way forward. I mean, I think we're fortunate is that, in these current times with people losing jobs and not able to work under pressure and so on, it's like, trading has been a great occupation for the last couple of years. We're able to trade from wherever with a good internet kind of connection. All the markets have stayed open. There's been huge opportunities to be had, and there will continue to be big opportunities. So, trading is a good thing. Look at the opportunities kind of going forward. Big trades happen when consensus is broken. We've seen that time and time again. Where everybody gets on one side of the boat, that's when it's time to jump to the other side of the boat, because that trade's going to reverse and go the other way. Now, it's summer right now, so I don't expect too much. We're in the summer doldrums, if you like. If you look at the volumes kind of trading the E-mini over the last month, they've just been going down and down and down. We've the other day we were down at 500,000 E-mini trades during the day, which is just unbelievably small volume. So just, again, be kind to yourself. It's like it's summer. Don't expect kind of massive trades, but we will have big opportunities and big trades kind of ahead of us. So get ready. So prepare, make a plan, simplify your trading, focus on your trading, reduce the number of indicators, reduce the number of markets, step back, look at the big picture. Yes, just be ready. Then lastly, just to say, be kind to yourself. Being tested is part of life. That's what happens every day. Whether it's your kids, whether it's your job, whether it's your partner, it's the environment, it's politics. We're always being pushed and prodded and tested. So it's like that's natural part of life. So be kind to yourself, particularly right now. Times are really tough. It's like we're in unprecedented times right now. The amount of level of stress in the world and what is going on is absolutely unprecedented. So just chill, take it easy, be kind to yourself, simplify your life as much as possible, focus, get back to basics, do good things, be a good person. So there we go, bit of stream of consciousness from me, but was, as I said, just worried by a couple of emails that I got over the last few weeks, and it's probably representative of a bigger picture out there. So hopefully, I don't know, in some small way I've helped. So good luck with your trading, and I'll be posting some more videos, particularly as a follow-up to the FOMC day today soon, so look out for those.